Initially, the first couple weeks, because my mom was staying with us, we were spreeing Law and Order Special Victims Unit. He fell asleep to that intro. Like,
dun, 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 dun.
Like his eyes would be out. Yeah, his eyes would be out by the end.
That's both creepy and awesome. Like
that became our fall asleep thing every night because I watched TV to fall asleep, and then I ran out of Special Victims Unit, and so I had to come up with other criminal things.
Criminal things. So the next thing that puts him to sleep is I'm sticking up this homeless man for his cardboard box.
Like a lot of the ID shows have like the deep voices like there's this one homicide hunter with Lieutenant Joe Kenda, right?
That sounds like such a cop name. Joe Kenda.
Yeah. He's like a retired cop now, but he's this older guy. He's like, I went back to the scene of the crime. Like his voice is so low, like it's relaxing. It knocks you out. So I watched that until I ran out of that, and the trend goes on, so forth and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gone through all the ID shows on all the things I own. Like I'm literally now on one called Dates from Hell. Like My Date from Hell or something.
Date from Hell? Oh god.
Giving my kid a peek into the future. Like, avoid this. Don't bring bitches home.
Don't bring bitches home.
I will beat them with a bat.
Oh, okay, so I don't know if Kev is editing this out of the review. It's not necessarily a spoiler, but it is something that it is pretty good that you're actually here, because it's something that I would love to have your insight about. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this damn cutscene to finish, so people can stop paying attention to the zombie crew. Okay, there we go. So in the movie review for what's that? Fucking Incredibles 2, we talked about how a strong female hero was properly in the movie. She was in the form of Elastigirl, which I still feel weird calling her Elastigirl, despite the fact that
Supergirl is a grown woman. Like,
well, I mean, she's still looked at as Superman's kid sister. It'd be like if son of a bitch, that legitimately scared the shit out of me just now. Because right now I'm just sliding on my butt in the game. Just like running around,
gotcha.
and I was like in the middle of like conversation. I turn around and just see like, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah, like I wish I could see what scares you. It's kind of weird.
No, you're gonna see it. You'll see it.
I mean, like currently, because like I don't.
Zombies. So. A zombie came out of nowhere and scared the fuck out of me. Like not enough to make me like scream like hardcore like a bitch, but enough to make me, soft scream like a bitch.
Oh, that's me too.
Anywho, but it'd be like if Wonder Woman was referred to as Wonder Girl right now.
Yeah, that is weird.
Okay, where?
Oh my god. I'm looking at my recommended feed, and the first thing that pops up is everything wrong with Hotel Transylvania.
You should. I watched that almost like in preparation for.
Yeah, I watched
movie.
it yesterday. Yeah,
anyways,
I love CinemaSins.
Oh god, like I recently fell back in love with them, cause like I kind of had like this time frame where I just stopped watching their shit, not because it wasn't interesting. It's just again kind of like how watching.
Exactly. There's like a bunch, like, it makes me realize how often I don't go to the movies, like they have Black Panther on here, and I still haven't seen it.
Oh man, you know what you need to do next time you get the chance? Just ask Zip for his Voodoo account log info, like his personal one, because he has Black Panther on there.
Zip.
And I have Ant-Man 1.
Oh,
but the
cool.
funny thing
I've seen
is the Marvel movies, they don't share, except for Spider-Man. Zip has Spider-Man and I have it because of him, because we share like, you know, libraries. Anyways, to go back to what I was saying, I went on a tangent. So when it comes to the Incredibles movie, I said I like how they portrayed a strong, semi-independent. I mean, the only reason I say semi-independent because it actually makes sense in the movie. But like, they portray her as not Miss Incredible. They portray her as her own hero. They don't rebrand her. They don't even make her wear the now iconic red and black super suit. That's why if you see, like, in the trailer, she's wearing like that sleek silver suit.
Well, if it's in the trailer, I don't consider that a spoiler.
Well, it's in the trailer, the suit at least. The trailer, it's in the toys, even in the freaking Lego game that recently came out. And to be honest, had no fucking clue that they were making a Lego. What's that movie called again? Incredibles. I had no idea they were making a Lego Incredibles movie. Game.
Oh, I've seen one trailer about it because, you know,
like,
all the stuff the kids watch on TV came on bought a commercial.
The funny thing is, like, I didn't even know about it until it was actually made. Like, it was basically, when I discovered it, is when it was like saying, when it was like doing the whole E3, it was like E3 most important games coming out, and like I saw the trailer and I was just like, oh, okay, so, you know, blah blah blah. And I found out about it through that. Like, I was like, oh, okay, I was wondering what's coming out. Comes out today. Oh, what the fuck? It was like the Cloverfield thing all over again, like the new Cloverfield movie, where like the day that they showed it on the Super Bowl, the preview, is the day that it was released. Anywho,
oh god.
Anyways, to back to what I was saying. So, like, you yourself, you're like, you know, hardcore, you know, Wonder Woman fan, you know, like, I wouldn't call you feminist, but you're like woman pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, not that there's anything wrong with feminism. You're just not what feminists are now, which is, you know,
I'm not a feminazi.
penis hating people.
No. Oh, I definitely don't hate the penis.
Speaking of hating the penis nearly got scared off me right now. Once again, snuck up by a fucking zombie, wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, this is a completely off the track thing, but I'm like, you're playing Call of Duty. I'm watching music videos, right? Have you ever looked at a celebrity and instantly don't like them anymore because they remind you of someone you used to date?
Yep.
That totally just happened for me.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, despite me being a fluffy guy, I have dated some pretty hot ladies. Kim, can you be my my backup, because you've seen my son of a bitch. No, I'm gonna die. Damn it, I died.
Aww.
I panicked.
You were thinking about those hot ladies. I got distracted. But no, yeah, no, I can attest. He's dated some cuties. But
even my
I've
fiance, like,
whew. No. And even though, you know, I go both ways, Jeremy does not. But Jeremy, you can attest that I've also dated some fairly attractive people in my time.
Men and women, yes, I can attest. I'm comfortable with my sexuality to admit that Kim has dated some fairly good-looking dudes.
Right. So,
I mean, she had to
can't
turn
like
down
Adam
Johnny
Levine
Depp,
anymore.
but that's about it.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Well, no, like, I can't like Adam Levine anymore. I can't.
Can you imagine you dated Snoop Dogg and you can't date Adrian Brody anymore?
What the Are you saying because Adrian Brody's a white Snoop Dogg?
He looks like a white Snoop Dogg.
I've been told that before. That's hilarious. No.
But
no,
yes,
it's not even like, they don't look 100% the same, but it's like, he did a little smirk just then, and I'm like,
And
oh
it-
god, oh god.
it reminded me of so-and-so.
Yeah, it reminded me of my alcoholic ex, and I'm like, oh god, no, 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 the darkest path to go down. No. I'm like, Adam Levine, I loved you so much, now I can't. Like, there's certain celebrities I used to have a thing for that all remind me of this ex. And they don't look much alike. It's Adam Levine, Keanu Reeves, and Christian Bale.
Field report.
All of those are ruined.
So you can't date Batman anymore?
Too late.
I'm Batman.
Interrupted established continuity.
I'm Batman.
What's next?
My kids look at me like, what the hell?
Certain. Allied operatives.
What's going on, Robin?
I have no choice but to continue the mission alone.
Nah,
You
but
sound like a wrestler.
let me tell you, brother. Let me get back to what I keep saying because I keep like I keep going off the trail. So
Sorry.
it's really more so my fault. You know me, I'm like fucking zany. I like go from point A to point D and then I come back to point A to make part 2. Anywho, so Incredibles 2, like one of Kim's favorite recent movies as of late, Wonder Woman, both showed how to make, you know, strong female person
Maybe more.
Yeah.
as strong female character or strong female what have you, without, you know, going overboard and being like, men can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, that is one of the things. Like when we were doing the podcast episode, I was legitimately worried that I was going to come off as, like, I guess you could say misogynist.
Yeah.
And like I literally had to shut myself up, and I was like, you know what, this isn't the time or place. I'll do an episode of the podcast on this. So the pretty much what I was getting at when we were doing the when that thought came into my head is, I've noticed this, and I said this on a private conversation with Arsenio. If you guys remember, maybe even maybe in a future recording, or maybe he is in a recording, I don't remember, but Life Axis, but you know him as Arsenio Kim. We had like a private conversation about how the recent Gears of War game seems to make it that the men in the series are now just dumbass muscleheads, and the only ones of any competence is now the one female in the group. And it also carries on into movies. Like there was like this trailer when we went to go see Deadpool 2. There was a trailer to some movie that like a bunch of these kids, like I thought it was like an X-Men trailer or like the New Mutants or some shit like that, but it's about these kids who have like these special powers. And
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like a little blonde girl, and like she crushes a car.
yeah, like she's like it's like she would say like she's the most powerful of her kind, and I'm just like, really? It can't be like the, you know, the Mexican kid, can't be like the random Asian kid. It has to be. And also, I noticed this. I say this jokingly all the time with Zip. Kim, you can, you know, verify that I always say this to Zip because it's funny. It makes him a little angry. But what is it with Hollywood and to essentially the entertainment world, where it's now just British women that are competent, while any guys of any race are just deemed incompetent if there's at least a British woman in the movie.
British chicks are hot.
aside from, you know, the obvious of, you know, accents win me over. But like they like I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm not overlooking the fact that, hey, us guys, we've been, you know, in the limelight for a lot of times. You know, we've always, like, you know, we had Superman, we've had Batman, we've had Iron Man. There's still no Black Widow movie, but that's because, well, let's just be honest, nobody's really clamoring for a Black Widow movie, especially after we got Wonder Woman.
And also we're getting Captain Marvel too, so
yeah, seeing a Black Widow movie is no longer like of importance.
And also, another reason why it wouldn't matter is they covered her origin story in one of the Avengers movies already.
Yeah, they
already
yeah, that freaking ballet class.
Yeah, the assassination,
Training
I'm not able
ops.
to have children, blah blah
Which
blah.
was I'm not
that.
gonna lie, was actually shocked that they actually kept that little part of her backstory in.
I'm not, because it makes sense as to why it doesn't form a relationship with anyone.
Why she,
You know?
without like trying to slut shame her, why she sleeps around with everybody in the Avengers. The only one
And
she
she's like,
hasn't,
no risk.
the only one that she hasn't knocked boots with is freaking Thor, and to a lesser degree Vision.
Great. Keep him out. For now.
Yeah. Well,
Would question, if she slept with Vision, would that be considered sex, or would it be like using a vibrator?
that's a valid question, but.
Anyways, so back to what I was
but
saying.
Vibrators lack sentience, so.
Yeah, right now they do.
Are you planning to make sentient vibrators?
No, that'd be dangerous. Can you imagine if if Skynet went active when you're using one of those bad boys?
I got this like mental image of of like, is this what you like? Would you like me to go faster?
I feel like if like Skynet ever like went sentient, was real and like vibrators were sentient, like every woman and gay dude and probably like, you know, bi-curious guy would instantly die like the best death. Death by orgasm.
Oh God.
But back to what I was saying. So when it came to like media, like me and Arsenio, we were just talking about like how it's almost like Hollywood is ashamed to make another, you know, top billing guy for like any movie aside from like, well, of course, aside from like comic book movies where like
And
he's
also,
like,
or the ones they run into the ground, like they're making another fucking Mission Impossible. Like,
yeah, I like Mission Impossible, I do, but I'm like,
they just
enough's enough.
They want to go until Tom Cruise's knees completely give out.
Oh God, that's
Or
gonna be
he does a stunt,
that's gonna be
or
funny
he does a stunt
and
so impossible
sad.
that like he evaporates.
Eventually, it's just gonna become Mission Improbable. It was like, okay, Tom, we want you to jump over the moon. What? With the fork and the spoon.
Hey, diddle diddle the cat. Diddle. But no, no, it's gonna be Mission Impossible, Mission Improbable, Mission Highly Unlikely.
Mission, our insurance won't cover it, so it's CG.
Oh, yeah. There's a liability point. Well, he's straight up ran up and down a building. So.
Yeah,
or he's climbed a building with no. Like,
This ought to get the job done.
So.
Ah! Holy fuck! Fuck! No! I died. God damn it!
I could tell.
That was all
I
my
could tell
fault.
how that was
That was my fault. I for some reason I'm just not in the zone right now.
Well,
Either way,
I'm distracting.
No, I'm just probably on an off game. I don't care. One of these days I'm gonna have to like redeem myself and like just do like a stream of me like getting to like round 30 or 40 in zombies by myself. Anyways, it seems like Hollywood in the gaming industry do not want, like, they're so afraid of this new generation, because it's more of a generational thing than anything, if you've noticed.
So you're saying it's the millennials and their sensitivities that are driving Hollywood at this point.
Yes, for lack of better terms, yes. Like, I feel like in this day and age, millennials have literally taken the balls away from, the creative department.
It's a hypersensitivity, which some of it, was needed. Honestly, like, I get some of it, but like, it's like, it reminds me of that one news broadcast that somebody keeps posting, and I keep seeing it on my newsfeed. Like, they're like, we shouldn't use the word man anymore. It's like,
oh my god, I know what you're talking about, and I do apologize if you heard movement when I'm, if like a few moments ago, folks. I was trying to like shuffle my body over because I'm recording in my bedroom, and I moved my bed weirdly.
I just put my kid down, because I was holding him, and I just put him in his little rock and play thing, and he's staying asleep, thank God.
But yes, I know what you're talking about, and how that woman was just like, we need to remove man from everything. Why couldn't it be womankind? Because man describes both genders when you're using it in like
Woman,
the sense of a human.
or human. And then they're like, well, just use Homo sapien or use person. I'm like, oh my god. Just stop.
Get the hell out of here.
Temporal disruption achieved.
Now, don't get me wrong, like, people have a right to believe what they want to, but trying to force it on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my mentality on a lot of things, whether it's religion, whether it's, people who want to like, change their gender, I like, or even like, their sexuality, like, for instance, pansexuality. I'll use that as an example because, we have a friend who's very vocal about it. And I remember somebody asked about, so pansexuality is just basically bisexuality with more layers. And she went ballistic. I remember this, remember?
Oh god, yeah, you shared that rant with us, I remember.
No, you guys were all there. Granted, she was drunk. Real easy to get drunk, this one.
Oh yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
But, oh no, it's fine. No reason to apologize.
No, I'm half dead brain-wise most of the time.
No,
sleep is
I mean,
not a priority anymore.
I know how you feel, except for me, it's more so like I just got off of work. Anywho, but like in this new day and age where it seems that like the media of all kinds, from music, I would even say music now, like music is slowly becoming part of this, but like it seems like, entertainment, you can't be a dude and be important anymore. And if you are a dude and you want to be important, you have to be gay. I'm like, the reason I say that is, remember when Captain America, when like the Winter Soldiers came out, and everybody was like, let's make Bucky and Cap gay together. They deserve each other. Like, that's a friendship. Why do they need to be gay?
They're just bros.
It's like, people can be, it's kind of like how people say, a guy and a girl can't be friends without at least fucking once. Or like they can't like be without any like sexual tension. Obviously me and you are, prime examples of like, hey, we can be friends and not have seen each other naked.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but
some of my friends have seen me naked, but I mean, like, it's not a commonplace thing, and even so, like,
And majority of those guys were probably your roommates at one point.
yes.
Why do I feel like one of your friends was trying to do the Kelso thing? He's like,
Actually,
oops, sorry.
That's exactly what happened. Sort of. Okay.
Please
Did I
tell me it
ever
was
tell you the
Scott.
story?
Please tell me it was Scott that was
It
doing
was
the
totally
Kelso.
Scott.
I
was
knew
totally
it.
Scott.
I
Okay.
fucking knew it.
What happened was, like, nobody was home, and and I was taking some risque pictures for somebody I was seeing at the time, and
Johnny Depp.
I heard the door open, right? So I was like, oh, Kev's home, because it was around the time he would get home from work. So I ducked and covered into Scott's room, butt naked. Wrong choice, because he opened the door.
Please tell me he was like a cigarette in his mouth.
Yes, and one behind his ear. And he opened the door with "Goodbye," instantly,
Gabois.
and like he fell backwards as he closed, because they were like shutter doors, so he instantly like shutter closed the door. But in that one split instance, I did like the fetal position standing up, right, and I tried to curl up as much as I could. And I was like, I'm sorry, I thought you were Kev. I thought you were Kev. And what I told him was I was getting out of the shower. Because I was sleeping on the couch, so I didn't have a room to change it. Right? So he's like, woman, just put clothes on. I'm like, okay.
I'm surprised
Give me a
Cat.
towel.
I feel
So
like
he'd
if
hand me a-
I feel like
he'd hand me a
Scott,
towel.
if he was drunk, he would have been like, hey, it's not my birthday, but I'll take it.
Oh god, yeah, probably. But no, like he had to he cracked open the door, just like I just see a towel and a hand, and his face turned as far away as possible. Looking at the
Bullshit. You
opposite
know he
wall,
probably like was peaked before he got the towel.
No. He peeked before I was able to curl in the fetal position, because he was like, I snapshot it, shattered that. That's all I needed. I'm like,
Hello, Spank Bank.
it's like, hate how y'all have photographic memory for things like that. But yeah, no, that was awkward as fuck, and we didn't really talk much for the rest of the day.
But to get back to what I was we were originally talking about, I love how like I'm talking about like women like power and all that, and yet we talk about how guys we're just like anytime we see a pair of boobs we instantly snapshot in our head.
Right, like.
But that is a guy power. If mutation has ever an actual thing when it comes to powers, yes, us guys, we have the mutant ability to snapshot like tits in our head.
Yeah, like what was I gonna say? But yeah, no, I see both sides of the argument, because females have their own superpowers. Like,
With
we never
dongs.
forget something stupid you say to us, so we can use it against you later.
And dongs.
And we don't like the image of dongs, honestly. Most of us don't. There's a couple of chicks I know who just straight up like love everything about dicks. But most of us don't like the vision of a dong. We don't.
Do you like the word
deal
dong?
with We like the word dong, and we like what dong does, but we don't like looking at it.
Ding dong don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, we were me and Arsenio, we talked about the whole, how it just seems like media is afraid to like just portray a normal dude as a strong character, like, because they want to please everything. So if it's gonna be a dude who's in the lead role, then he either has to be some minority that doesn't get represented anymore, or is always typecasted as a certain role, or it has to be a female, doesn't matter the race or sexual orientation, so long as she's considered like the female and she's the one that gets, she's the only one competent. And yet they also fail at that, if that makes any sense. Like, the best way I could describe it is Rey. Look at Rey from Star Wars. She was kind of doing the whole independent, like, I'm just looking for my parents kind of deal. You know, didn't really want to be, you know, taught the Force, didn't really, you know, anything. Like, she was just wanting to know why she was left there on that planet. And then when she got a starship, she was like, well, now I can find my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
And they now made her, well, one, they made her a possible love interest for Poe, gay Latinos. Even though he's not like a, you know, he's space Mexican, so, you know, I'm fucking taking that one for a team.
You realize
He's still Latino.
I don't think he's Mexican, dude.
Yeah, I'm still taking this one for our team. But like, she's now a love interest for him. At least that's what it's hinting at towards the end of the recent movie. But she also got super emotional for Kylo Ren and his weird buff body.
Dude used to be a Marine, so...
That doesn't mean that his body isn't weird. Like, he was a scrawny emo kid for majority of the first movie. And then, like, in the new one, he takes off his shirt and he looks like a box.
Yeah, it is a very rectangular type of shape.
It'd be like, Kim, it'd be like if me and Kev went to go visit you and I was suddenly as skinny as Eileen.
What the hell? Yeah, that would be weird. I'd want to know your secrets. Which, I still have weight to lose from, like, post-baby. Whatever. I'm already littler than I was before baby. But I've already lost, like, I've lost, like, 50 pounds so far.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
thank you. In 4 months, it's not too shabby.
That really isn't. I do that when I take a dump.
Even though a percentage of that was baby. But,
Hey, you take what you can get.
right? That was the most difficult weight to lose.
And the ironic thing is you technically didn't lose it because you just, you know, moved it to a different area. I.e. your arms.
Yeah, I'm still carrying it, just in a different way.
In the more proper way.
Yeah. He's zonked out. Put him in a food coma.
But,
Like, the pacifier's pushed up against his nose and he has, like, a little pig nose.
wink, 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 wink. But to continue on what I was saying about how the hold on, freaking zombies are coming up on me, trying to be all sneaky ninja. I don't think I've ever said that phrase in my life.
No, I don't think you have either.
Anyways, what was I getting? Oh yeah, but like they ruined that. They made her from like, you know, this like independent badass who, you know, I ain't gonna fault them for making her, you know, the slightly annoying, but you know, for the good reason, student of Luke.
Well, also, like, she found out about her parents, so that was one thing. And then
I feel like that was a cop-out. That was a massive cop-out. Like, your parents? Nobody.
They're not important. What was I gonna say? Oh.
Even though they could try their
also
best to flip some, like, freaking, some Jedi philosophy in that, like, that was a cop-out.
Yeah, I can... I kind of liked it though because like
They made her her own character.
Any other way. Exactly. It didn't tie her into the universe like, oh, she has to live up as a prodigy or whatever, you know. But also, oh, kiddo woke up. Oh no! Oh no! You look so angry. But but yeah, no, like not only that, but she discovered she has powers which she never knew in her life, so that was daunting. And then she's telepathically linked to some dude she doesn't even fucking know, who she knows is the bad guy.
And yet she still wants to doink.
Well, she also saw the good side of him.
Yeah, him shirtless apparently.
Right? Shit. I stabbed my own dad, but I have abs.
He doesn't have abs, he has wabs. Because they're like wide.
Aww, wabs.
Was that a very
My kid
corny
liked
joke?
that.
I feel like that was a very corny joke.
That was a very corny joke, but my kid found the word wabs funny. You like wabs?
But to continue off the thing, like they kind of ruined that. They kind of also ruined any chance of like the new, what's that movie called again?
I feel ever so slightly.
Oh, fuck. The new Oceans movie. Apparently that bombed. I had no interest in seeing it because
I had no interest in seeing it either.
not because it was like, you know, oh, it's a female-starred movie. No, like I never found the Oceans movie interesting.
I never did either, so that was I was on the same page on that. But
It's kind of like how a lot of people were just, you know, all up in arms, you know, when about Paul Walker's death, which, you know, gonna say this, it might be a little controversial, but you know, yes, it was sad that he died, but did it really ultimately affect anybody aside from his family?
well, his friends, sure.
Well, if we're talking about a character from freaking Final Fantasy, remember everybody is familia.
Oh, that's right. Well, I was gonna say something really mean.
Go ahead.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
It affected the tree.
I knew you were gonna say it. I was like, in my head, I was like saying, Kim, if you don't say it, I will say it. I am completely fine with being that dude.
I'm gonna burn in hell.
Kim, let's be honest. We have both said things way more offensive.
Cards Against Humanity alone has brought out the dark side of it.
Do you not remember the one thing that I won? It was like, what did the children of Afghanistan receive from airdrop packages? And I put dead parents.
Oh, dead parents. Dead parents is always a terrible card to play, though. It's like,
but it's also the easiest card to win with.
Do you remember the one that I had about like what the room dedicated in the Vatican to altar boys? Yeah, I'm not much better. But speaking of card games, by the way, do you know whose Super Fight that is?
Wait, do you have like an entire thing of Super Fight?
It's yours, right?
Yep.
Kev shipped it to me.
He shipped the wrong thing.
He shipped that instead of Cards Against Humanity. Cards Against Humanity is in a Loot Crate box.
God damn it, Kev.
Yeah, he was like, well,
the funny
ask
thing,
Jeremy if it's his. And I was like, I know it's not mine. And I was like, is it Nate's? Is it Jeremy's? He's like, oh,
no,
it's
it's
Jeremy.
mine.
He never did. So I figured. So yeah, no, it's chilling in our game closet right now.
Well, you know how to play it, so go ahead and play. Introduce it to them.
Oh, I'm sure Eve will get a kick out of it, but what was I gonna say? But eventually, yeah, we'll swap it out at some point. But I was like, I know this
The
is
next
not
time we're
mine.
in Dallas. That'll be more convenient.
Yes, because shipping's expensive. Isn't it?
Yep. My dumbass thought this was a place where you get the. Oh fucking crap! Hold on. Run like a bitch.
Speaking of fucking crap.
Yes.
This is good. That's the oddest segue ever, by the way. I was watching, like, you know how I told you I watch a bunch of ID shows, right?
Yes.
There's one called Dark Desires, I think, or something like that. It was talking about people who have weird fetishes and how it ended up killing them.
Please tell me this dude like died because of like scat.
No. The one I'm thinking of in particular is equally as fucked up, though. Okay. This dude
Hentai.
had, he had a foot fetish, but it went to a weird place.
Dead feet.
Feet crushing things.
Oh no.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no es bueno.
Okay. No, okay. First of all, this guy. Let me tell you how they found him. he was run over by a truck.
What the?
He dug a ditch for himself and put a board over him, and the truck went over him, right? The truck got stuck on him, and he died. And he ended up alive, but he ended up dying at the hospital. But anyway.
So, like, I wonder who had to find him. Was it the tow truck guy or was it the police?
It was neighbors, actually. It was neighbors. They started in the driveway, and they went.
Okay, and now I'm about to say something really fucked up. It was, you know, like there's two guys with forensics that like investigating the scene and shit. And there's just like, it was like, huh.
No.
Do you think this was murder? Do you think this was a murder? No, he was killed by his neighbor. What? O'Reilly's.
Oh, damn.
Auto parts.
Anyways, so they went and talked to the wife, right? They're like, was this a suicide? Like a weird suicide? Was this a murder? So they talked to the wife, and the wife's like, about that. I have some home videos to show you. He's gotten to this. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, oh god. I'm blushing yet. Okay. So, apparently, he originally, first of all, he left her wearing Roman sandals.
What?
Because his ideal would be to be crushed by a giant. Got it. This is like crushed under her foot. Okay, so she would walk on him, and then he's like, here's a jar of insects.
No! Fuck! I died
Crush
again!
them and I will film it. Yeah, he's like, here's a jar of insects. Crush them. And he literally cut out a piece of the floor, laid glass down, and put a camera underneath to get an underneath perspective of these bugs getting squashed, right? And then he's like, I'm gonna show you something else to crush. It was baby chicks.
Oh no.
That was his favorite. Okay? It gets worse. And the final step was bunnies.
Nope.
Bunnies.
That's when I check out.
He got off to this, and
that's not even honestly, that's not even a foot fetish at that point.
It is, because it's the foot crushing him.
I feel like that is something completely different, because like
apparently this is a whole different fetish called crushing. Apparently it's a thing. And anyway, so he had all these videos of this, and so I guess he was going for the ultimate crush by crushing himself with a car. And the funny part about it was, since she showed them the evidence, she got charged with animal cruelty.
Well, makes sense. I mean...
Yeah, she was like, he forced me to do this, I didn't want to.
I would have said, bitch, nobody held a gun to your head.
Right, shit. But no, this dude even had like an iron bar with her footprint, or like with her foot like cast onto it.
That's
it was like it was
all
like
levels of creepy.
My substitute Jessica or something like that.
Ugh. Again, like
no.
Again, it's like I have.
You can fetish what you want, but don't kill animals to do it.
Exactly. I was about to say, you do you. I don't care what your fetish is. You do you.
The bugs I don't even care about. Once you cross the line to chicks, though.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked on a whole different level.
Yeah, and they kept playing this like squeak sound every time she was like in the the recreation. Every time they squished one, I'm like, ah!
Oh, that. Why?
I don't know. But then they had another one where they were like turned out by snake venom. Weird.
The fuck?
But, each one was weird, and it was awesome because it was so weird. I'll watch another.
You
one
heard it here, folks.
Sometime.
Kim says it was weird but awesome.
It's weird to watch, but awesome to watch. Like I would never do any of these things. But like,
Kim is into squashing rabbits. I'm joking. Joking.
No.
Well,
but
I would say this: you're into squishing peeps, the Easter ones.
The little marshmallow peeps.
Yes. She squishes those in her mouth.
I barely even like eating those, honestly. But I could literally watch an episode of those, and every podcast tell a different story. Or check it out for yourselves. Feel free, please. I think it's called like Dark Desires or something. I watched it on like Amazon Prime. But check it out.
Oh, speaking of Amazon Prime Day coming up. Are you excited about that?
I have no money, so I've been entering your giveaways though.
Let me rephrase that. Kim, are you excited about possibly getting something from Prime Day?
Yes. That is very exciting.
Anyways, at this point, I'm just like recording like my freaking digital shotgun being recorded. The only reason I say that is because I'm probably gonna be recording for like 9 more minutes and then call it an episode. So I don't want to like be in the middle of a game of like
But and I'll tell you another reason why the chick thing was traumatizing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my senior year of high school, like I've told you, I worked with birds of prey, right? Every Saturday my senior year, I would volunteer at this bird rehabilitation clinic, right?
Okay, I'm just to interrupt you real quick. When you said I worked with birds of prey, I instantly just thought of that that DC show that should have been something more, but like just was like 1 season, and Harley Quinn was a mutant.
I never watched it.
Nah, you didn't miss much.
That's what I heard. But anyway, there's this one bird that's called a Cooper's hawk, okay? And we were rehabilitating them. And the thing is, like, we would throw in live mice or whatever to try to get them to learn the instinct to hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Cooper's hawk to rehabilitate required bird. So what did we get? We got chicks, okay?
Oh.
And this one, I wanted it to win so bad because it's like its legs were deformed where it like, those like little wind-up toys that hop.
Yeah.
That's what this chick would do because 2 of its leg joints were fused. Its ankle couldn't bend. Okay, so farmers would send us these chicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in like first of all, it's peeping in a box the entire way there. I'm like, oh god, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Right? But it was a reject from the farm, so they couldn't use him. So I put it in.
I don't know why, but I picture you telling him like, "Can't you make him a McNugget? That's more humane."
Right? Like I was like, couldn't you just like give him to like a freak show at a circus or something? Like give him a life. But so I put him like I placed him under some leaves in there. I was like giving him a fighting chance, right? That bird survived 2 hours hiding under the leaves from this fucking bird.
That's a dumb bird.
Well, also the chick would move. It would stay still and not make a peep and hide under leaves, so he couldn't be seen.
That's still a dumb bird.
And no, you mean the bird or the chick?
The bird.
Well, the bird was rehabilitating, dude. He was not in top form. That's why we were trying to get him to practice hunting so he could be rehabilitated and let go. But yeah, the chick survived 2 hours, and I was rooting for him. Like every time I was feeding other birds, I'd come back and check on him. I'd be like, "Go, birdie, go!" Right? Like, and then eventually he got eaten. I'm like, I told him, I was like, I'm not doing the chicks anymore. Y'all need to find somebody else to do that. Like the mice, I didn't care. You learn to hate the mice because we bred the mice there, and like there were ones that would escape, right? And we'd put them in a death row box to get eaten first. You just learn to fucking hate the mice after a while. Like you literally had like a chlorine bucket full of mice. You just toss them in. It was an interesting experience, and I could tell many stories from it. But yeah, so that's another chick trauma thing for me. Why I felt so sad about that episode. I was like, no, not the chicks dying again. No. This podcast turned really bizarre. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we went from like having a serious topic to like never going into it, which we'll probably do in another episode, but to like talking about smushing shit.
It was too weird not to talk about. I just watched it yesterday. I had to share. I had to share with someone.
Well, to bring up something real quick, God damn it, CC. This might be the thing that ends off the podcast. But I bought myself something on Amazon after I literally just signed up for like an Amazon Prime membership for like the 30 days free to test it out. I got myself Jolt Cola, which I haven't had in 20 years, and Big League Chew. Again, something I haven't had in 20 years.
Were you just looking for a touch of nostalgia or what?
Randomly came up on like my quote unquote Amazon feed, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
I wish I could indulge in fuck it purchases.
Oh, Cam, don't worry. I'll buy you fuck it purchases. That came out really wrong.
I'll buy you purchases.
No, I said I'll buy you fuck it purchases, and I was like, oh, that came out wrong.
And on that note, we end the podcast.
Oh, no. What we end on the podcast is I'm calling one of our friends out because I guess she doesn't know that I'm awake, or if she did, like, she just decided to message me this. Our friend Cece literally just messaged me on Facebook. I just ate a whole box of garlic bread.
Aww. That sounds like something I would do.
I'm sorry, Cece, but that shit's funny.
Aww. Calling her out.
I mean,
nice.
If it makes anybody feel better, like you know, since I technically just called her out, I'll say something that I've done in a desperation of hunger. I once drank marinara sauce. You know
I've
this.
eaten ketchup.
You know this actually, Kim, because I've admitted it to you before.
That's right. I've eaten ketchup. Just
now with that, we end the podcast. So guys, as always, it's been Failed Fortitude. Sorry for the 2-month wait on the next episode, but I'm gonna try to make this a regular thing. I just had a lot of shit happen. And this has been In Our Nerdy Opinion, doing in our Poddy Mouth. Peace, guys.
Bye.